People do this thing where they really drop their chin and they kind of look at the camera like this. It's not for me. I mean, it's a bit kind of doe-eyed and it makes your face look really weird. You've got to imagine what's happening to your face as you turn it. So if you're really going from the side, you know, maybe that is your best feature, the side of one cheek, but I don't know, it's not very likely. So you don't really want to be turning your face to any extremes like this. But then there's the classic model pose, which is slightly chin up, and that just kind of elongates the neck and changes the features slightly. So it really is about working out which are your best features and then moving your face accordingly. And once you've worked it out, just do that every single time. If you hate your smile, the main thing is just to be very relaxed about it. Some people smile like this because they're really nervous and they're tense, and that always looks bad. It always looks bad as well if you try and kind of keep your mouth closed and smile. So if you look, you'll always see, you know, when celebrities and models do a smile, they're always showing teeth, and that is the best way for the face. And just in general, try and relax the face. You know, if you're very tense like this and you've got your teeth clenched, your face goes shorter, so it's really bunched up. Whereas if it's relaxed, you've got a nicer shape to the face. So, you know, try and stay relaxed. I know it's easy for me to say, but you know, if you do practice in front of the camera, it gets easier, I promise. Now we've covered chin up, chin down, we've covered face from side to side and kind of big extremes that we don't want to do. And then there's eyes, and everyone says it's all about the eyes, and there's that funny phrase that Tyra Banks came out with, I think it was her, which is smize, and that's smiling with the eyes. Thinking positive things will lift your face slightly without making you smile. So, you know, if you're really grumpy and you're not into having your face taken, you're going to be like this, and your whole face drops and your eyes droop. Whereas if you're happier and you've got positive thoughts going on, the cheeks kind of lift, everything's firmer, the eyes are slightly lifted, and it just makes a difference to the photo. So smizing, smiling with the eyes, and not having the eyes too open like this. I'm going to drop in a photo of kind of frightened bunny so you can see, but also not having them kind of too shut like this because you look like you're asleep.
For my shots, I want the eyes to communicate with the camera. I usually begin by explaining to my subjects that the majority of the photographs I am going to take will feel as if they are looking straight into the camera lens. I'll tell them to imagine a box that allows them only a few inches of movement. I'll explain to them that the camera magnifies things and that if I ask them to turn their head, I am really only asking them to move about an inch at a time. I'll explain that they should always make the photographer ask for more. This way, I have much greater control. If you watch this model's eyes closely, you'll see some very common variations in eye placement. Most of them are not flattering or engaging. If you want maximum impact from your subject's eyes, line them up with their nose. It doesn't matter if they're looking straight down the barrel of the lens or off on an angle. Eyes that line up with the nose almost always produce a more natural and pleasing result, and for straight-on shots, definitely more impact. Here you can see the same eye movements, but with the head turned to the side. The net result, exactly the same. The version with the eyes lined up provides much more impact and looks much more natural. In this first image, we can see that the subject's left eye is noticeably smaller. If we turn her head to the left, the problem still exists. And if the head is turned to the right, we have the illusion of the eyes being nearly identical in size.
My friends that are not models, they always ask me, what do you do to look good in a shot? And there are a few tricks that you can help your body to look skinnier and just enhance what you like. So, basic model pose number 1. You turn your hips away from the camera, your shoulders to the camera. So that would create your hips looking and your butt looking much skinnier because you're not showing the big wide part, you're just showing this side. Plus you get a nice curve here, and then your shoulders will be straight on to the camera. You can also put your arm up. You can put both arms up. Feet pose number 2. A very more like traditional pose. Back foot back, front foot a little bit like this. And then you can put your arm up on your hip. And with your arms, you can bring them out. Also, if you want to bring them up, could do something like that. You can easily do it like it looks like you have neck pain. So you want to kind of just relax on the side and just happy. If you want to smile, think about something happy in your head. That's what I do when I shoot. I have to think about a funny memory or a joke so it doesn't look fake. And then just pose off.
And today I'm going to talk about how to pose for a high fashion or an editorial shoot. So, you know, I've done a few of these, and it's all about drama. It's all about getting out of your comfort zone and just making weird poses that give your body some major angles. The more angles, the weirder the shapes, the better. So poses that take you out of your comfort zone, like, let me see, what am I doing? I'm putting my back, I'm hunching my back, putting my arms out. If I wasn't wearing this, you could see that there's a lot of bones, like, kind of popping out, and just it's really good to see lots of angles and, like, move your head, do, like, it's really all about giving, like, major shape, like, so poses that look like you're moving, like, stop in the middle of the move are good. Working different props or environments is good, but remember to stay strong. Usually doing editorial you don't smile unless it's that kind of shoot, but it's usually very, like, serious.
Face it, it's hard to photograph people and not pay attention to hands. Hands will make or break your shot in a heartbeat. Generally, a woman's hands should appear graceful. You want to achieve a soft, elegant, and natural position of the hands so that they do not become a distraction. Angled wrists and claw-like fingers are things that we generally would not notice when we watch a pretty girl in person, but preserve them in a photograph and they suddenly become a distraction that will take away from your subject's natural beauty. Generally, you'll want to keep the pinky and ring fingers closest to the camera. This is the smaller and thinner side of the hand. I'm always sure to tell my subjects in advance that they must show up with well-groomed nails. Simple, clear coat, or French tipped is best. No colors or designs unless you want that to be the focus of the photo. The model in this set of photos is wearing glue-on fingernails that you can purchase at any drugstore for under $7 for 2 sets of nails. Now, frequently when we see shots of models resting their heads on their hands, we will see natural things like in this photo. The model is really resting her head on the hand, and it is natural for her to show us the back of her hand, which gives it a masculine feel. As you can see here, turning the hand with the pinky closest to the camera improves the pose slightly. Opening the fingers and staggering the tips provide even more elegance and make the pose more interesting. And as you can see, there are many variations. You are really only limited by your creativity.